Hello, I'm avoiding relegation and welcome to Versus 5. This is MLS Madness. I am up against Chris Sprouls, the powerful Chris Sprouls. And we are spending one season with LAFC in our part of the challenge. Obviously, if you don't know about Versus 5, go check out the link below to Custom Profits Introduction. It is, of course, two teams, Team GB versus Team Rest of the World. And, of course, in this situation, Chris Sprouls is representing Team GB and I'm representing Team Rest of the World. Before we get into how things have been since the last time we saw us, we're going to play the first match. So this is us lined up. We have Bendick in goal, a back four of Palacios, Segura, Murillo and Blackman. Defensive midfield, Atesta. Central midfield, Cifuentes and Janela. Left wing, Blessing. Right wing, Green. And up front is Rossi. Now, Green is a name you won't recognise, but I will tell you more about him later. In the meantime, we're going to submit the team. One thing you've noticed is that our formation is slightly different. Well, I can confirm that our tactics are actually very different from what they were. Both, I say very different, quite a lot different. And it has made a huge difference for me. So, going into this match, of course, we are without a couple of first-choice players. Both Rossi and Vela are out. Now, bearing in mind that Rossi's one of the top earners on 27,000, I think it is. Vela's on for 160,000. He's our top player. I wouldn't say he's worth 160 grand a week, to be honest, even though he does have the highest average rating. But still. We are up against Nashville today. I don't know if I already mentioned that. And I have faith in the team to get out there and make a difference. So let's see how that goes. I'll send the assistant for the tunnel chat. But this is our Nashville lineup, using a 5-3-2. And this is us with the 4-3-3 defensive midfield. Big old stadium. And this is the Nashville stadium, no less. But look at that, 3-tiered. That's insane. I don't know if it is actually that big in real life. I've never taken a look. But still, big old stadium for Nashville. Doesn't look like there's a ton of people there. I should go into key highlights for the match because, I already am. Sorry, full match even. And we'll see how things are. Oh, throw in for LAFC. Palacios finds Cifuentes. Palacios again goes past his man. And he's forced a corner. 2.5 minutes in. Nashville in the all yellow. LA, of course, in the all black. Janela picking up the cleared ball. Segura. Centre half, he's a bit far forward. I like him. Green, he's making moves. Puts it out wide to Blackman. Blackman looking for an opportunity to get a cross in. And he's forced yet another corner. We haven't done awfully on corners, but that was not one of them. Lovitz for Nashville on the counter-attack. And he's just been... Oh, I thought he'd been fouled, but no, he was just dispossessed by Cifuentes. But unfortunately, the pass forward was not much of it. Murillo cleared that one. Blackman finds Green. Green coming forward now. Finds Blackman again. He's made a run. Gets his cross in. Oh, and it's headed directly at the keeper. Safe hands from Willis there. Rios. Oh, and he's tackled there by Murillo. I don't like those sliding tackles in the box, but he got away with that one. I think I'm just gonna demand a bit more. Green now spearheading the counter-attack. Finds Rossi. Rossi cuts in. Oh, Rossi with the long shot. Diego Rossi. I thought he wasn't playing today. That's my mistake. Oh, that's why somebody else is injured. We'll get into that in a minute. Lovely goal from Rossi. He doesn't actually score a great many. And there've been a couple of teams who've had their eye on him, i.e. outside of the MLS. But fortunately, so far, nothing has come of it. Though I'm sure I could use the money off the wages. Cifuentes, Janela, Green now. Blackman. Still keeping the ball. Cuts it in. Janela tries to get across and he's forced yet another corner. It is only 6 minutes in. I should actually go to key highlights. We are already 1-0 up. Corner cleared. Janela picking up the loose ball. Segura, Palacios. Up to Latif. Latif blessing. And has he been a blessing indeed? A twester. Latif. Long shot, but it is fairly wide, 7 minutes in. Maybe I should demand more when the opportunity arises, but we're not doing too badly. 1-0. Oh, corner again. Rossi onto the head of Murillo. Jesus Murillo. That's how we do it. Oh, and that's me dropping my phone. Never mind. Lovely corner from Rossi onto the head of Murillo. I will take that. Throw in for LA. Blackmon finds Ginella. We're obviously pretty dominant in this one already. Play shots with the cross. And Green scores. I think that was his third goal of the season. He doesn't score too many. Bear in mind, he's not been with us that long. And this is actually the first time he's played outright as a wide playmaker too. Lovely work from Green. Very happy with that. Maybe I should just get rid of Vela and get that 160 grand off my wage budget. It's a bit late to be thinking about that now, to be fair, because we just about finished the second transfer window. Love it. Oh, there's a ball through for Rios. Lovely block there. Love it's with the cross. Oh, and it's been tipped over. Oh, no. Wasn't tipped over. It was just put over. 6 shots, 4 on target today, 2-1, and it's another LA throw-in. Palacios to Cifuentes. Atuesta, he's been out injured for a little while actually, so it's nice to have him back in the squad because he's a decent central midfielder. Palacios onto the head of Rossi. Is he onside? He is onside. They're allowing it. That's 4-0. It's not even 24 minutes yet, and we're 4-0 up. That's fantastic. Look at that. Run from Palacios. Gets his cross in, and Rossi manages to pop out from the defenders and nod that one home. Well, Rossi, you've had 2 goals and 1 assist. That's not bad, is it? Julian Green's starting to look a little tired. He can certainly make it till half time. It has been a busy schedule, games-wise, these last couple of weeks. So I don't have the squad depth, obviously, or the quality depth, should we say, to rotate all that much. So we're managing, but it's half time, and it is 3 shots, 2 on target, 2 Nashville versus LAFC's 8 shots and 5 on target, and we are 4-0 up. So we've scored 4 out of 5 of our on target shots, which is a very nice place to be in. So if we head to the dressing room, very pleased with the performance. Keep it going. Not going to make any subs at the moment. Blessing, he's not had the best game thus far, but it's still time to improve. So I'm just going to give him some encouragement. Oh my goodness, corner from Nashville that was just nodded wide. Let's demand more when the opportunity arises. Coming up to 60 minutes. Everything's quiet. We're 4-0 up still. They've had 5 shots to 3 on target to our 9 and 5. 10 and 5 now. We've not had any more on shot targets, and oh my goodness, Latif Blessing is injured. Okay, well, that means Gonzalo Castro gets to come, and Castro's been another one who hasn't, oops, let me look at him, hasn't had many opportunities yet this year because he got injured. Yeah, there we go, back in April. Lower back stress fracture. 7 weeks. So he hasn't really been a major player. The other thing is he's another one who I think people... Oh, no, not because he was 36. He's not the one I was thinking of. I think it is purely just Rossi, who people have been interested. Nobody's interested in him at the moment. But people have been, including 1 or 2 Premiership clubs. But yeah, Diego Rossi, doing well. So that's our sub. 72 minutes. Can't replace him with Gonzalo Castro because Castro's already on. I don't know that there is anybody. Oh, I should check out the free kick first. There we go. Green for Musavici. Palacios. Churi to Rossi. Is he going to make a hat-trick? And he doesn't. He just gets tipped wide. Good effort, Rossi. One more corner. Rossi to take it. Rossi's still on the ball, crosses it into the middle. Lovely curler, but cleared by the defence. What I am going to do, since we've made that change, it is 87 minutes, but he does not want to be a right winger, so we'll put him up right. Rossi plays better in that role. I say right winger, that's an advanced playmaker. 87 minutes. Churi with a free kick. Murillo makes it 5-0 to LAFC. Jesus Murillo. That's cracking. Look at how knackered everybody is. There's only a few minutes left. If you're wondering what that sound is, that's my cat. Drop the tempo right down as well. Just for the last couple of minutes. They can't score 5 in that time, right? That's famous last words, isn't it? There we go. Nashville 0, LAFC 5. They had 9 shots, 5 on target to our 12 and 7, but we made ours count. An XG of 1.13 versus our 1.81 XG. That's not bad. Okay, so after that smashing of Nashville, where does that leave us? Well, let's have a look at the competition. Obviously, we're only interested in the Major League Soccer and MLS Supporter Shield, I guess. I think you've got to finish the top 2 places for that. But anyway, I don't really know all the rules. I'll not lie to you. And as you saw from my transfer activity in the first episode, I clearly know all about that too. We are first in the Western Conference, and I believe we are first overall. We've finally overtaken Sporting KC. As you can see, we've pulled a few points on them now. Mainly because we've played 2 more games than them as well, to be fair. But up until recently, they were the only team in the division to not having lost a game, and they've only just recently lost to Vancouver. So there's still a force to be reckoned with, but as you can see, we are up to 10 games unbeaten, I think, at the moment. Something like that. But obviously, we've won 11, drawn 2, and lost 1. But since I changed the tactics, all my things have been different. In fact, what I'll do, I'll show you the schedule first. Let us just include the MLS, because we don't care about anything else. Whoops, should have done it that way, shouldn't I? I will include the friendlies just for reference, because obviously my pre-season was utter trash. And the start of my season wasn't too bad. Obviously, you saw us against LA Galaxy, where we had a convincing 3-1 win. Obviously, prior to that, we'd done really well, apart from against Sporting Kansas City, who, of course, were top at the time. And, of course, we drew 0-0 with DC United. Well, it's from this game, the New England game, which was the first game after LA Galaxy, that I tried the new tactics. The 4-3-3 with defensive midfield. And I call it new tactics because I'm using different roles, I guess, different sort of lineup to what I would normally use. Part of that has actually been part of that has been inspired by Fox in the Box FM. If you haven't checked it out, he does a interesting video and he talks about how great wide playmakers are. So there is a link to his channel in the description below. Please do check it out. I had used a wide playmaker back in FN20 with great success with Lilstrom, and liked it a lot. But I never bothered with it again. But after watching his video on it, and obviously he used a wide playmaker in the Streamer Showdown as well, which to great success. That was kind of where it came back. So I don't think he'd been using one before. Used one in the Streamer Showdown, and it was so good. It's now become, a choice for him or a first choice for him. And to be honest with you, it's the same for me. Like I say, Green is not usually the choice in there. Normally it's Vela. But like I say, instead of playing my normal deep-lying playmaker down here, I got a ball-winning midfielder. Big difference that makes, bearing in mind we've not signed any new defenders, is it stopped the rot in terms of conceding goals. If we go back to the schedule, pre-season was terrible for conceding goals, and up until, we conceded a goal, if we talk about the first 7 games, in all but 2 matches, which was the Houston and the DC United game. But since we moved to the new tactic, no such trouble. We didn't concede against New England, didn't concede against Colorado or Cincinnati. We took 1 in against Real Salt Lake, though we did win it 3-0. And obviously we didn't concede any goals in the following 3 games after that. So that's a big difference. Obviously, if we score goals, we do all right. And we've scored a lot of goals in the last few games. But sometimes we do just get, shut out. And that's exactly what the Cincinnati game was. I mean, Cincinnati, they're 9th in the MLS. They're not exactly doing the best, if you will, but Call it an average season. Call it a mid-table season, I guess. But like I say, they held us to a draw. So it just goes to show that any teams are capable. But like I say, if we go back to these tactics again, that's been a big part of what stopped the rot. But also, I've favoured the Mazzalas a lot this year in the central midfield role, especially when I was playing wingers. And normally I would play inverted wingers either side and then quite often twin Mazzalas. Well, I've gone away from that. And instead I got a box-to-box midfielder and a Carolero. And I don't normally use a Carolero. Carolero, yeah. The CAR, I don't normally use a car. But I've actually been using it to great success. Bearing in mind, these tactics don't actually come from here. As you can see by their name, they're an Everton tactic. I actually have an Everton save, and this is where I came up with this tactic with. And it's been so successful with them. I'm like 18 games into the first season, and I'm 4 points off top. It's just been stunning. So really, really very happy with it. And obviously the person who normally plays in that position, which isn't green, which is Vela, as I mentioned before, he is our star player. He's got an average rank of 7.58. But he's also on more money than everybody else. 160 grand a week. Nearest to him, I think, is Rossi on 27,000. Yeah. So, he forms an absolutely huge part of my wage budget, unfortunately. But this is only one season challenge, so it doesn't really matter. But certainly if this was going to be a long-term save, I'd probably get rid of him. I really would. I mean, I could probably get in a couple of players, maybe even 3, spread his wages around a bit and give us a bit of depth. And like I say, he's not been that tremendous. So yeah, that is basically the lineup. Obviously, inverted winger stays to the left. Advanced midfielder, advanced forward even. Striker is standard. Wing backs, as I would normally have them. Palacios is a complete wing back on attack. And I keep the right one on defend. Again, depending on who's who, I might swap it around. But that gives me like a solid back 3. We do have the ball-winning midfielder sitting that role defending as well. And like I say, it's all working a treat as far as not conceding goals. And using the advanced playmaker up here seems to work a treat in terms of creating goals. So, we're looking pretty good. So, in terms of my transfers, obviously, we need to go through these again. Because it wasn't just bad. It's gotten worse. So, yeah. Antoine Conte, you all know about. I signed him for 225,000 and let him go again. Literally, let him go again. Gonzalo Castro, we signed on a free transfer. And, like I say, not played a massive amount for us. But he has kicked a ball a couple of times. Harold Hansen, of course, not played a huge amount. He's just a reserve player for right back. Sean Hundle, there you go, that's a player I have signed and still play. Sean Hundle, of course, couldn't register him. He's gone to Atletico Ottawa, and he's doing all right for him. So, yeah, couldn't play him. So that's 2 out of 4. And then you got Julian Green. Now, Julian Green is actually a very, very decent player. As you can see, he can play pretty much in any of these positions, and you saw in the last match he actually played as an advanced playmaker outright, but normally has been playing as a box-to-box midfielder in the centre. And like I say, he was a bargain. Inter Miami had bought him for 400,000, but they let him go. He didn't stay with them, and so we got him on a free, and he's now allegedly worth 6.25 million. And like I say, 3.5 star current ability and potential, so playing up to his potential. He's done very well, but one thing, and I did notice it in the last match, he always seems to look aggressive. When it's in team talks and all the rest, it always looks aggressive. He's not gotten a single yellow yet. He's not been booked at all or sent off or anything like that, but he's always got that red frowny face and always looking aggressive. And, yeah. But like I say, probably because he's got an aggression of 19, I guess. But he's been great. He's been absolutely stunning. Like you say, he was brilliant in that last match, playing in a position he doesn't normally play in. So just absolutely overjoyed. He is by far head and shoulders above everybody else. There is a slight problem, though. Because there's always a slight problem. If we have a look at the registration, at the moment, I have everybody who's here registered. Registered. Jesus wept. So, which is great, don't get me wrong, but as you can see, this is now showing that the maximum squad salary, that we're gone over the top of it, and there is actually no money left to balance that out. So, for example, if I go to Cifuentes choose to buy down salary cap. Oh, there's 1.1 thousand, but still, it's not a lot to knock off. I'd already spent it. Now, I did all this when Green arrived and registered everybody, but it's like, I don't know if it means that once the money's spent, it's gone. But like I say, saying now that I'm spending more than the wage cap, but everybody's registered and they're allowing it. So that's great. It means I've got everybody whom I've got at the moment. The problems lie with 2 players. First is Brian Rodriguez, who's currently out on loan. He's about to come back. And you know what? He's not a bad little player, and I probably wouldn't mind playing him, but I don't have the room in the squad budget for it. So that's not going to happen. And then we've got the fabulous and the beautiful Carlos Tevez, who joins us in July, basically, in a few days, actually, in about a week, who also I won't be able to register. So that's a little bit frustrating, I'll not lie to you, but where we sit at the moment in terms of our ability and all the rest of it doing well, it just, like I say, one of the complaints I would have about all of this, actually, is the fact that there's no easy way to filter who has what kind of contract. It mostly appears up here as to what they are. Young designated players, so on and so forth. So you need almost to make a separate list to understand whom is who within your squad in terms of that registration list, so that you can then muck around with it and decide who's worth keeping and who isn't. But yeah, so that's basically where we're up to. We've got a lovely winger coming back who we can't play, although I do wonder, I don't know, 26.5. Yeah, I mean, we'd have to drop quite a bit of money to be able to play him, and it wouldn't just be a matter of swapping him for Gonzalo Castro, because that would be a nice swap, to be fair, even though Castro has done all right. But yeah, so that's basically the situation. So I don't think at this point I'm going to be making any more transfers, A, because I don't have any money to buy down the contribution, but B, we're doing all right. We're actually doing quite well. In terms of the future fixtures coming up, obviously we've got New York, Houston, Colorado, Austin, Portland and Philadelphia before we see you next. So the next game we will be back for is Montreal Impact. Okay, so at this point, Chris Sproul's has also dropped a video, so if you haven't already, go see that and check out and see how they've done. I'm hoping it's not quite as well as I have. With my new Uber tactic, as I'm calling it, as you can see, I'm very happy with those results, and obviously you saw how pretty solid we were against Nashville, so I'm hoping this can continue, because like I say, in the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, we've only conceded 1 goal. Very strong place to be. That's Cincinnati, a little bit of a blot on our book there, but other than that, yeah, I am very happy. All things considered, I'm very happy, and I do genuinely put it down to the Zuba tactic. So long may it continue to be successful. And in the meantime, I've been avoiding relegation. This is Versus 5. Thank you very much for watching.